Okay, so in self-improvement space, you've probably heard about meditation and how much it can do for you, how it's beneficial. And I have to say, those things are really true. Meditation can be such an underrated part of our lives. But when I look at my own life, I just see how much it helped me when I started meditating. It helped so much. Back in 2022 probably, when I was in high school, I started experiencing symptoms of agoraphobia. And if you don't know what agoraphobia is, it's a phobia of big open spaces. And it's really uncomfortable to experience that because it means that whenever you go out, you are experiencing anxiousness, you can't breathe, and I was so anxious and couldn't breathe. I felt like someone who is on drugs and who is addicted to drugs and just needs to take another dose. I was so so fucked up in the head at that point. And I for like 2 3 days I couldn't go into school because of it, because I was so down badly that I just couldn't bring myself to do it. And the worst part was that I first experienced this when I was alone on a walk in a forest. Technically, it's like a forest park near my home, and I was alone. And after like walking for half an hour, I suddenly had the anxious feeling of, or I had tightness in my chest. I couldn't breathe. It was so annoying, but through that I pushed and walked for another hour or hour and a half before I got back home. And there I totally collapsed. I started crying, shaking. I was really, I was gone. I was so mentally spent. And as I said, I just couldn't bring myself to go to school for the next 2 3 days, because that meant that I had to walk 1 kilometer to a train station to get on a train, go to a different city, and then go from train station to tram station, and from tram station to the school. While we had our PE, we went out and things like these. And it was really taxing on my mental state. And the only reason why I began to be able to get back to school was thanks to distractions. I've I've started to distract my mind from having time to think about that I'm in a large open space, and it helped. I wasn't that anxious until I've just like started to think about it. I wasn't that anxious, and I could just go back to school, which I was glad, because it happened at the end of year 2022, 3 years back, and it was my last year of high school, and I couldn't afford to miss so many classes. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to finish the high school. And through distractions, I've gotten over the hardest part of going out. And then I don't know if it was Iman or Hamza, someone mentioned meditation and how it helped calm their minds. And I was like, well, let me try it. It might help with my problem. So I started meditating every morning before I went to school. And I started with like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And it helped so much. I've stopped being so anxious and everything just started to go back into the way it was before. And I was able to go normally out without experiencing anxiousness. I didn't have depression. I was starting to have depression because of these feelings. And I was so happy that I got rid of these feelings. And it even helped with my own nature, that is that I'm naturally such a stressful person. I stress about everything. I'm nervous about everything. And meditating helped calm my mind so much that even when there were important things like the final exam in high school, I was totally chilled out. Everybody was super nervous. Me, I sat there, oh, didn't care. I was so chilled out that my friends were making fun of it. They were like, yo man, you just came and you're like, oh, final exam, that's nothing. And yeah, it was nothing. For me, my mind was so calm. I was so collected that it didn't faze me that it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. It didn't faze me at all. And then I've stopped meditating. And my mental state worsened. I'm not kidding, it got worse again. But I did not experience another agoraphobic episode, no, thankfully not. But my mental state got a little bit worse again. I was more prone to feel nervous, more prone to explode with my anger issues. And I was and because of this I started to meditate again, but I've again done it for a little while and then I've again stopped. And then I was like, or right now I was like, no, when I move right now, I was like, yeah, I should get back into meditating. It's a thing that helped me so much. I need to do it. I need to calm my mind. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, and I need to be calm for that. I need to be ready. And I've decided that meditating and slowing down in this fast-paced world that we live in is such a great thing to do. Like, I've taken Hamza's advice and started meditating for an hour in the morning. I have my alarm set to 5 a.m. I wake up, might go to the toilet, but then I get back in the bed, sit there, put a timer on for 1 hour and meditate until the timer rings. And it's such a great feeling to do this. And if you're wondering like, oh, how can you meditate for 1 hour? It's so hard. You meditate by focusing on one thing only. You can focus on your breath, you can focus on your nose, whatever helps you. You need to focus on one thing. And whenever you feel your attention slipping, you get back to that place. You get back to thinking on the one thing. And you do this all the time. That's the meditation. Meditation isn't that you're just holding the focus. Meditation is returning and training your mind to hold the focus. And it's hard, yeah. It's not easy. But that's why it's important. And it helps so much because then you can focus better on everything that's happening. You can be more present in every moment of your life. And I think that the cost of spending a few minutes, you don't have to do the 1 hour. You can just do 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever is that you're able to do. In the beginning, slowly you're gonna make the time longer. But spending the time meditating helps you so much in your life that you won't realize it, how much it can change your life. And without me knowing, it changed my life so fucking much that I'm glad that I started meditating. And I suggest that you start too. It's gonna help you so much that you won't feel like the same person again. But in a good sense, not in a bad sense, okay? So start meditating and remember, hard work pays off.